Welcome back, Terrifics, here in downtown Las Vegas. I'm Michael Artsis, and we're looking for Slimer. I don't know if you've found Slimer, but if you have, you got to let us know. We're looking for him. This is Michael, and Michael, you do a lot of work with Sony Pictures to promote Ghostbusters. The new movie came out in 2016 with an all-woman cast. It kind of harkens back to Ghostbusters 1 and 2, which was done in the 80s, starring Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and these were guys, the premise was these were guys who were into the supernatural and were trying to find out more about it, do research, and also capture ghosts when people had problems. I saw the movie in the movie theaters, Ghostbusters 1 in the movie theaters, about 1983, and ran out of the movie theater when the ghost appeared in the library in Manhattan.
I do remember that time very well.
Yeah.
The new movie is a different take on it, different cast, different actors, similar premise. But you're right, though. I'm part of a group of Ghostbusters, actually out of Oklahoma, very close to Tulsa, called the Real Oklahoma Ghostbusters. I know Paul Casey fairly well, who's organizing this event today. The car behind us is actually modeled after an exact copy of the one in the new movie.
So it's a replica car. This is a Cadillac hearse from 1983, I believe?
Yes, that's correct. And to my knowledge, they got it as close as they could, inside and out.
So in the original movies, they used, I believe, also a Cadillac, and it was from the 60s.
The Cadillac they used in the movie was a 1959 Miller Meteor Cadillac ambulance for the first movie and on into the second movie. Those are a little bit harder to come by. I was told that General Motors only made 400 of those cars, but same make, different body, different model, but it's the same car in spirit, no pun intended.
So this is like almost an exact replica car. Can we take a look inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you saw the movie in 2016 or since, you will have seen something that looks almost exactly like this. Again, a 1983 Cadillac hearse. I imagine that there weren't all that many that were made of these either.
I wouldn't think so. Probably a little bit more than the 59 era. Of course, in the 59 era, everything was solid steel. With this car, you're going to have various areas of fiberglass and such. There are some more original ghost traps in this one that kind of hinker back to pay homage to the original movie. If I open the back door, you're going to see one of the original proton packs back there.
Really?
And you'll see more gear that's from the original movie.
Oh, come on. Let's do it. I mean, you're not going to get me more excited than that. Oh, look at that.
Basically. What we have back here it's the stretcher, and a lot of this pays homage to the original movie versus the new movie. Some of the hardware is carbon copy, duplicate. Some of it's like replica hardware. But with all the gearing and the ghost busting equipment and what you expect in the Ecto-1, I mean, Paul's group of artists that made this car for him did an outstanding job on it, even to the pull-out stretcher, which normally would hold all the proton packs, which again hints back to the original movie. So there's there's elements from the first one and the new one in this car, and I think they balanced it really well. Even Slimer's on the dashboard.
Ha, love it.
He got away.
Guys, we found Slimer. So what's on top, by the way? I've always wondered that. It seems like a lot of different stuff, and I'm not really sure what it is.
Well, I know
parts may fall off.
I know it's a very interesting touch by them too. On the original car, they had things like the ghost bait, which was a ghost attractant. They had something called the sniffer, which helped them locate ghosts and spirits and such. And then it went on to the new video game where they had trapping equipment on top of the car. You name it, it'll do it. I mean, it's everything from radio equipment, looking at, in the Ghostbusters world, PKE activity, parakinetic energy activity, spirit phenomenon, if you will, keeping with the Ghostbusters theme, just trying to keep everybody safe from the supernatural.
Any idea how they came up with using this Cadillac in the new movie as opposed to anything else? I mean, there are so many cars you could choose from. Obviously, I imagine they wanted to stay kind of somewhat true. An ambulance in the 80s became more of a truck, so you don't want to use an ambulance from the 80s, obviously, because it's a truck, really, at that point.
If I was a betting man, I would say that they used this particular car to pay homage to the original Caddy. And I believe it was Dan Aykroyd himself who said that the 59 would not be used in the new movie. But instead, this is kind of like a passing of the torch, if you will. They wanted to stay true to a hearse/ambulance. the Cadillac, why they picked a particular 83 hearse model as opposed to a true ambulance.
Well, wasn't 83 the year that the original film came out, I believe?
Actually, Ghostbusters came out in 1984.
84, so they probably shot in 83. I don't know. 84. So that's when I saw it in the theaters. I said 83 before. I was 4 years old. Do you understand why I ran out of the theater?
I was 9 years old, so I sympathize with you.
It was scary.
I remember that very well.
Yeah, my brain could not process it back then. I love Ghostbusters. This is pretty cool. Tell me what you got on you, by the way.
Basically, what I'm wearing is some of the equipment that the original team wore. Like these right here are the Ecto goggles that would wear Ray wore 'em in the first movie to find Slimer at the Sedgwick Hotel. Right on my side is a ghost trap here. It's a replica of the ghost trap they used in the movie.
Is that 3D printed? It looks like you 3D printed that.
It is. As for me and my team of Ghostbusters out of Oklahoma, all of our gear I 3D print.
Really?
It's all 3D printed. Both of these are 3D printed. Whenever possible, I try and 3D print the gear because it has a preciseness and an accuracy that's just unbeatable. Unlike this guy over on my side, which is actually a prop replica of the PKE meter that Harold Ramis, aka Egon, used in the movie.
I'm getting chills with you playing with that. That's so cool.
You remember this though,
I
don't you?
do, yeah.
Yep.
And I used to watch the cartoon as well.
The real Ghostbusters?
Is that what the cartoon was? I don't remember the name.
It was the real Ghostbusters. Slimer later became a key pivotal character in it.
Yeah.
I grew up on that, my friend.
So did I. Very, very cool. It's even beeping. Hold on. Oh, this is awesome. So how'd you get into, I guess cosplaying is what you're doing, right? How'd you get into this?
Initially, me and the group of Ghostbusters that I partner up with in Oklahoma, we started doing this in 2005. We built our own Ecto 1 out of a 1960 Cadillac ambulance, which later went back to that original owner. I've since then built an Ecto 1 out of a Dodge Magnum. Our group does charity work all over Oklahoma, primarily around the Tulsa area. Again, it's the real Oklahoma Ghostbusters. I can give you information on it before we all part ways. But I don't want to sound cliche, but it really does. It helps the families, it helps the people. We've done a ton of charity work for the Cancer Sucks Society, even now with the Children's Miracle Network, the Knights for Autism Foundation out of Oklahoma, the MS Society we've done shows for.
So let me get this straight. You and your buddies got together, you started restoring some cars, and you said, there's something to this. We could do something good for charity. We can give back. We're going to go around and we're going to do shows for people that help raise money for charity, and we'll go visit kids in hospitals who are sick and cheer them up by being the Ghostbusters.
That's exactly right, because me and my buddies that do this, we have such a ball doing it. We don't ever expect to get paid for it. We do this we all have our own respective day jobs, but at the same time, families, adults, kids, you name it, everybody loves it. I wish I could have the rest of my team here right now, I really do, because when all of us are together,
you know what? First of all, thank you. You do something wonderful.
Thank you.
You do a wonderful thing, a wonderful job. This is BeTerrific. I don't know if you caught onto that before when I walked up. We do positive programming. We tell great stories. This is a truly great story. What you're doing, touching people's lives, making them better, that's what BeTerrific's about, showcasing that, and that's what you're doing. And it's very commendable. You spend your own time, your own money to go around and do this, and you thought, instead of, hey, we could just do some shows and see if people want to pay us and make a couple bucks, let's do this for a good cause. And you take your time to do it, and it's wonderful. And now I know why Sony Pictures is, working with you. And I mean, it makes this so much more special. Give a shout out to your guys who are watching at home. What are their names?
Well, let's see here. I've got Wayne Philby, Thomas McLean, Logan Riley, Dalton Zentgraf, and then myself, Michael Hyatt. We've got a few other team members, Shane Coble, Melanie Hyatt. They're all part of our team, the real Oklahoma Ghostbusters.
How many hours a week do you spend preparing the gear, making new stuff, researching, figuring out what to do, a storyline?
Well, I usually try and do it during the winter and the fall because, like Vegas, Oklahoma can have brutal summers, and it's hard to kind of concentrate on your delicate work and wiring, vehicles especially. So I try and get most of that harder work done during the cooler seasons, and then when summertime and spring roll around, we get very, very busy. And as far as Sony getting behind us, that's the company Ghost Corps. They actually do that for a lot of various franchises around the country. They call them franchises like us. And they see what we do. Ivan Reitman sent us a letter saying, thank you guys for giving back to your community, you know, making people smile. I know it sounds really cliche, but that's why we do it, though. The kids really dig it, and so do the families.
No, it's not cliche. It's really important. You're doing great work.
I wish more people would follow suit and do that too.
I agree with you. You got to give back, and we do. We have a thing called Giving TV that really highlights charities and stuff. How do people find out more about you guys?
Well, they can find us on Facebook. If you do a Facebook search for The Real Oklahoma Ghostbusters, that's us. We have a YouTube channel also. I don't know if they'll remember, but it's youtube.com/KN1IGHT. It's like the word night with the number 1 in the middle.
There you go.
And it showcases a lot of our projects, our cars. When my Ghostbuster group gets together, we can't do it out here because they're not with me. We actually do a live show, a pre-rehearsed show, a skit, if you will.
Well, that's why I asked about the scripting and all that stuff. You do a pre-rehearsed show.
Yeah, we put it all together. We rehearse in various parks and venues, and then we partner up with the Tulsa Zoo in Oklahoma. We do a week-long show for Halloween for their fans and their kids. We bring a 20-foot marshmallow man with us and shoot him down in a public display, which it's all on our website.
You got you don't have the pack. Where's your pack? You don't have your pack and the.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say right now, but it's a little hard to check a proton pack on an airplane right now. They're a little bit picky.
Yeah.
The packs that we have with us in the Ecto One here, they're sufficient. They look like they've seen a little bit of battle, though.
All right, so it looks like they have. Let me ask you. Can I get a line or two from your performance that you would say something?
Well, I always tell our friends and our fans that we love to entertain with a retro sci-fi approach.
How about a line that's a great line, but how about a line that you would actually say when you're fighting a ghost or finding a ghost?
Well, we're gonna have to put a little overtime in on this one. That line does get said a lot.
I like that. How long's the performance?
Well, it lasts for a week at Tulsa Zoo.
And how long does it last? The actual performance is it 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
The skits that we do are broken up into 5-minute segments. They're segments based on scenes from the movies using the equipment, all pre-choreographed and pre-rehearsed skits. We throw ghost traps out. There's lasers and lights, foggers, lots of music.
This is awesome.
If you ever make it down to Tulsa in Oklahoma, I highly suggest you come see us. That's our biggest show at the zoo.
I'll tell you what, if we come to Tulsa, we're gonna do something with you guys. Maybe we'll stream it live. I love this. This is phenomenal. How do people find you? One more time on Facebook.
They can find us by just doing a search for The Real Oklahoma Ghostbusters.
The Real Oklahoma Ghostbusters. Open it in a new browser tab or a new window right now because you gotta find out about these guys. They're amazing. We're gonna take a quick break. He's Michael, I'm Michael, and when we come back, Allison's gonna have something special for you here in downtown Vegas at the Las Vegas Car Stars. Stay with us on BeTerrific.